Hi, my name's Karen Edwards, and I'm a storyteller who's living out on the island of Oe off the northwest coast of Donegal. The story I'm going to tell you is about some pets with a difference. Now, see if you can spot them and tell me what they are by the end of the story. Molly Maguire lived on a farm at the foot of Slemish Mountain in County Antrim. Her father, John Joe, and her mother, Mary, they did not know what to do with Molly. She was what was called a thran little girl. She would never do anything to help around the farm, and she would never wear what she was asked to wear or eat what was made for her dinner. She was just hard work. Molly was so grumpy that when she went to school, all the other children in the school would tease her. Now, Molly had to walk 5 miles to school from where the farm was, and it took a long time. When Molly was teased by her friends in school, she would come out in such a bad temper that she would stamp, stamp, stamp all the way home. And what she didn't realise was that she was stamping on good mushrooms and ruining them. One day, when Molly had had a particularly bad day in school, she came out and she was stamp, stamp, stamping all the way home when all of a sudden she heard a little voice. "Hey, miss, would you stop doing that? You're ruining all the good mushrooms. For Pete's peppers, miss, would you stop it?" When Molly looked, there beside the tree was a little tiny man, dressed from head to toe in green, with a black leather belt, black leather shoes with silver buckles, and a little green hat. Molly knew that he was a leprechaun, and she also knew that where you find a leprechaun, you can also find a pot of gold. Now, Molly thought to herself, if only I could get some gold, I could give it to my friends and maybe they wouldn't tease me anymore. So she ran straight over to that leprechaun and she grabbed him by the neck. "Tell me where the gold is! Tell me where the gold is!" "I'm not telling you anything. Not a horrible girl like you. You don't deserve any gold." Well, Molly kept that leprechaun tight by the neck and she stamped, stamped, stamped all the way home, holding him while he was squealing, "Let me go, let me go." When Molly got to her house, she went into the kitchen, and would you believe it, her mother had a big pot of boiling water on the stove because she was boiling the dishcloths. Now, you mustn't try this at home, but Molly took that leprechaun and she dipped his toes in the hot boiling water. "You're ruining my good shoes, you're ruining my good shoes. I'll tell you where the gold is, it's where you found me." Well, with that, Molly's mother came into the kitchen. "Molly, you know what I said. The rules are that there are to be no leprechauns in the kitchen. Out with you straight away now." So Molly ran to the front door. And as she was opening the front door, she let the leprechaun go by mistake and he ran off. "Aha, it's not gold you need, it's love and friends and laughter." Well, thought Molly, I don't need that leprechaun now. And she ran to her father, John Joe's shed, and got his lucky shovel. And she followed back straight to where she'd found the leprechaun, took the shovel, and what she didn't notice was that there were two little dragonflies, and they were darting about her face and about her cheeks and under her chin and tickling her ears. She went all the way back to where she'd found the leprechaun and she started to dig. And she dug and she dug and she dug until the hole that she had dug was as deep as Molly herself. She hadn't found any gold, but soon she realised that it was getting dusk and that she'd no way out of the hole. Well, the two little dragonflies, a little red dragonfly and a little blue dragonfly, they darted about Molly's chin and her cheeks and they tickled her ears and they started to get higher and higher. And although Molly was so distressed about not being able to get out of the hole, without thinking, she followed the dragonflies up and up and up to the edge of the hole until she was out on the grass outside. And then the dragonflies led Molly home. Molly followed them, and she was never as glad to be safe in her bed as she was that night. The next day, Molly got up and she went outside. And the two little dragonflies were out in the garden, and Molly played with them all day. Her father, John Joe, couldn't believe how happy she looked. She was smiling all the time. And the next day, Molly took the dragonflies to school with her. And at lunchtime in the playground, She played with the dragonflies. She didn't even hear the children teasing her. And when they saw that she wasn't annoyed, they just forgot to tease her. Well, after that, Molly played with the dragonflies every day. And whenever she did feel in a bad temper, she would get John Joe's shovel and she would go out into the back lane and she would just dig a hole until her temper had gone. When John Joe saw that, he decided to put it to some use. And he got some golden daffodil bulbs and showed Molly how to plant them. And before too long, the two dragonflies had a lovely field of golden daffodils to play in, and Molly had a field of gold. Now, can you tell me what the pets were in that story? Yes, it was the dragonflies that made the little girl Molly so happy. Thank you for listening. Bye.